talk to me about the level of accuracy. There's a big disconnect, the level of accuracy you really need for a product versus the level of accuracy that people think. Let's just talk about that because I'm sure you have a lot to say about that.
Bo, you want me to go first?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no.
go first. Go first.
I think so I would say that the level of accuracy is dependent on the product. So if we just take the directory, in the directory, you just got to make sure A, is the person still breathing? B, are they still a participant in the program? Is their name, address, telephone number, their office information correct? You're not sending them to a P.O. box. You're not sending them to the hospital that they have admitting privileges is. You want to make sure that the location in that directory is a rendering location. So if it's provider directory, you want to make sure the profile of the individual or the facility is correct. When you get into credentialing systems or claim systems, the accuracy of the data is different, right? For a claim system, you want to make sure you have the right billing information. You want to make sure you can tie the parent-child relationship or grandparent-parent-child relationship together. So that data accuracy is different. I will say it's funny. There's two things with data accuracy. It's not just whether the providers are still their data, their location data, and that they're still practicing, but also duplication of data is a huge problem. So one of those things that we also measure is, are the phone numbers, address, specialty, are they licensed in the state? Can they practice? But when I look at your data set and I see you have Dr. April Stiles at the same address listed 5 times, your data set can be condensed significantly to something that's really, truly accurate. For us, accuracy really is going to be, what is the product that we're cleansing to put the data in? Because if it's claims, maybe you don't care about gender, right? But if it's a directory, you care about gender, or you care about county, you care about cultural competency, you care about office hours. So at Perspective, we really understand the use case when working with that client and what application we're interacting with. We might be interacting with all of them. Because one of the other things is the data in these insurance companies, all the data sits in silo in these applications and they don't talk to one another. So one of the other products that Perspective has is what's called a provider data management application. So we look at it like we're the ATM. We'll pull data out of those legacy applications because they don't talk to one another and they're not sharing data. So internally, they're like, we don't know which system has the best accurate data or the most recently updated. So we will pull that data out, we'll consolidate it, we'll organize it, we'll display it and have a UX that they can go in. Then we also push it back out so that they have, during that process, we'll cleanse the data and we'll also supplement the data with anything that's seeing missing. If you don't have a telephone number, we'll give you a telephone number because you're going to need that. If you don't have a billing address, we'll give you that too, because guess what? You're going to need that to pay claim. But then we push it back to all those legacy applications they have so that those organizations now have good quality, have data, accurate, they have data integrity, and now they have data governance. So accuracy can mean a lot just depending on the application that we're interacting with. But Bo, you might have some other comment on data accuracy too.
April nailed it. So from technology perspective, these days everybody uses AI, machine learning, and all that. And there are companies out there just purely doing machine learning for data accuracy. And we're not one of them. We're not doing machine learning entirely just to get to that accuracy level. Because when you think of almost the first principles of these things, right? There is no way that anybody would be able to get to 100% accuracy on provider data, period. There are companies doing, or 96% accurate. And then to Solomon, your point, okay, so you did a sample testing. So you did 10 and like 9 of them were accurate. So you're going to call that 90%. That literally happens in almost every company right now in the industry. Well, at least in perspective, looking at much data coming from so many different clients, we noticed that not every single data attribute in the source file or their output file is equally important. It really depends on their use case and their business case. So making sure that those things that they really care, they are accurate. And when you're doing accuracy, we might actually do real old ways of actually making a phone call to them and verify, because they're physical doctors and they're alive. So we actually
We hope they're
use
alive.
multiple ways.
Some of them in there aren't. Some of the
Yeah,
providers
some of
in
them
those
not-
towns are
not-
not
Mostly,
alive.
mostly alive.
That is true. Yeah, so think we actually go by the business values, because it comes from that fact that customers might not know everything about their data, and they don't even know what's in there, what's not in there. So telling us and sharing with us as a partner what's really important, what they really want to do, and then we back that up with the accurate data that we can come up with for those attributes in their data. And then this has been working very well for us and to our customers as well, because sure, AI is out there, it's everywhere now. But when you think of accuracy, most of the advancement that's happening in the AI world is getting closer to more of a heuristic method, right? Think about Optimus, Tesla bot. They are really evolving to look and act more like human and make decisions like humans. And humans don't make decisions accurately all the time. So when you think of provider data and the accuracy of it, it's a really deterministic thing. Like it's accurate or not accurate. So I think this is like for your listeners who are in the market to shop. If accuracy is 100% depending on machine learning, you're probably not going to really get the outcome that you want. You probably
Yeah.
need to consider a lot of other factors as well, like use cases and what attributes and the value of it, all that stuff. Yeah, I'll just end there.